Cenat got rappers going outside. Let's hop into it.
I dropped everything, painted you this big ass one-of-one Streamer University Cenat painting. Got to the spot at 10:30. It's now 6:30.
In 2025, Cenat started Streamers University at the University of Akron. And the goal of Streamer University is to do a few things. Number one, Streamer University wants to bridge the gap between wanting to be a successful streamer and actually knowing how to build a sustainable career in this particular creator economy.
Okay.
And then rather than being like this kind of traditional school, it's a fully funded, multi-day, like collaborative boot camp, which gives rising and aspiring streamers a few things. Number one, real world tools, two, direct industry access, and elite mentorship. So people apply to either be in Streamers University as a person that wants to be a streamer, or you're applied to be somewhat of a mentor. And I believe last year you had people like India Love and DDG. And the reality is once you come into Streamers University, you get to really blow up, right? People get to know who you are. It's a really big plus into your streamer's career. Now, this year is operating a little bit different than last year because what he has now is in-person pop-up where you can apply in person. The first one was in New York City. I believe the second one was in Atlanta, and the third one will be in Los Angeles. I may have the cities mixed up. But when he did the pop-up in New York City, it was crazy. And for certain people,
but it was starting to get closer to time. First of all, people were passing out. My thing is, it was time was getting closer to going inside. Some people were able to go inside earlier before even Kai got there. And then like the drone would come out, people were pushing and shoving.
So this lady didn't get in or didn't get auditioned. But wait.
Damn, Kai. You posted this super short notice New York City in-person application for Streamer University that started at 1 p.m. I dropped everything, painted you this big ass one-of-one Streamer University Cenat painting. Got to the spot at 10:30. It's now 6:30. So me and hundreds of other people stood in the sun for that's 8 hours just for you to end the shit while mad people are outside, feet hurting, bags hurting, knees hurting, haven't ate, haven't drank, been in the sun all day, but we all are out here chasing our dreams, following you, and you dip?
So this gentleman also stopped whatever he was doing and was chasing his dream to be in Streamers University, and he completely missed it because of the demand. But it's not just regular people that want to be on Streamers University.
On my mama, this is a public service announcement. If I don't make it to Streamer University this year, I'm on your ass for the whole year, Cenat, because I'm going to feel like you clicking up with my ops, and I'm going to feel like you don't like me. And if you don't like me, I don't like your bitch ass. So what you want to do?
Now, this is the beautiful part about this, guys, and I want you to see the beautiful entrepreneurship that Cenat is running. I feel like many of us in the Black community can really understand this. First of all, Cenat is the #1 streamer, or at least in the top 3 on Twitch. Yeah, I know. And anybody can be the top streamer for the time being. That's what everybody's trying to do, become the top person.
Why do you need an LLC? Even if it's your first business, you don't want to link the business with your personal life and properties. But how do we do it without wasting?
And that's cool and all, but it's better to build the ecosystem that everybody needs. Now, most people go and look for the gold. Same thing happened in the 1800s in the gold rush in California. And then there was Leland Stanford, who didn't look for the gold, but he looked for the opportunity to sell the people who were gold mining, you know, blankets and food and all of that. And he ended up getting more rich than everybody else. And that's why Stanford University was named after him, because he was so rich, he started his own school. Woo! So instead of focusing on himself, he uses his leverage to create the opportunity for somebody else to create more value. And this is something that I think is pretty cool when you look at what's going on with some of these content creators that you watch every day. Let's take, for example, somebody like Haha Davis. Now, Haha Davis is a skit creator, uses his phone. I mean, he's definitely funny. And he operates with a fee for service type of business model. So you can hire him. He can do an ad for you and stuff like that. He's just looking to kind of really run the bag up. But he doesn't really build an ecosystem for anybody else. If you look at Drewski, though, that's a little bit different. Drewski also is a talented comedian, but he's willing to spend more money on skits. And then remember how he got on Instagram with the could have been records and that sort of idea. Now he has the Netflix shows. And so now when you look at Drewski, you're not just looking at him because he's funny online. You're looking at him because he's a link to the industry. He can let you into the industry. So he's not only just Drewski the comedian, he's also Drewski the person that can get you into the door, which increases his value tenfold. Look at Michael B. Jordan. This is the same play. At first, he was just an actor, Fruitvale Station. There was Creed. There was Wakanda. Then guess what? He became the executive producer title. So he's not just the actor. Now he's producing his own stuff like Sinners. So now he has more value because he's not just a talent. He's the key to get into the business. In the 90s, we saw this with people like Diddy. We saw this with people like Master P, Baby and Cash Money Records, E40, Dr. Dre, people like that. So the hip and the idea of ownership is now being passed down to the streamers, and they are catching on to this. And now what's going to happen is Streamers University is so popping and there's so much demand for people who want to be streamers. You got all of these companies that want to invest and they want to host Streamers University on Netflix and on Amazon. But is Kai Cenat going to do that? Kai Cenat wants to do something that's important here, which is controlling his own intellectual property, his own IP ownership. Let's look at what's happened with The Breakfast Club. When you look at The Breakfast Club and what happened with them, they signed this deal on Netflix, and we no longer get to see, for the most part, the shows on YouTube like we used to, and that really affected the platform. But what Kai Cenat said is, listen, I'll spend my own money, I'll build it up myself, and once I build it up myself with the IP and ownership of it, I can come back later on and I can charge you for it, okay? If you want to be a part of it, which you will, you're gonna do it at my terms. And this is something that I really like because in Black business, we always talk about letting somebody have our intellectual property too fast, selling out like with BET and things like that, not controlling our leverage. But he creates something that has so much leverage and value that he can say, listen, I can self-fund it myself. I don't need you to take a part of it. The same thing with Drewski. He would spend a lot of money for the church skit, $100,000. He didn't get any money from it, but guess what? He's hosting the BET Awards, which means that if you ever want to do business with Drewski and get access to this following, you're going to pay 3 to 4 times the amount of money. In all actuality, you need him. And because other people need him, his value is going to go up. When you look at somebody like Haha Davis, nobody really needs him. And he's not really signing checks for people. But when somebody really needs you, you're going to always be able to be in the industry. Look at Diddy and how long he's been in the game. Look at Drake. I mean, these guys have been able to transcend different generations because they're always needed in the industry. The second thing that Kai Cenat would like to do is he's decentralizing the platform gatekeeping. Think about it. Wherever the streamer university is going to be, he'll have 100 streamers in a designated place. And so what happens is this architecture proves that the viewer loyalty doesn't belong to Twitch. It doesn't belong to YouTube. Right. It doesn't belong to it belongs to the streamers. Wherever they're going to go, that's where it belongs to. And everybody wants this thing. Kick wants it. YouTube wants it. Amazon wants it. And they're not going to get it. Woo! 3, Kai Cenat acts as the kingmaker, the network architect. And this is something that a lot of folks in the Black community that we can do. And sometimes we just don't like to do it. But A lot of folks are really good at it. Being the middleman, being the connector, being the person that presents the value. A lot of times people want to be the middleman without the financial investment, and you can do that. Largely, it works here and there, but when you are the talent and you are the financier and you are the connection, what happens is it forces people to you, and people have to do things for you to get in your good graces. That's the ultimate leverage. A lot of times what we try to use, especially in this business, is like clout. We try to use clout as a form of leverage, and it doesn't work, okay? You have to be able to impact somebody's life or somebody's business or somebody's industry. And then once you're able to do that, and you can do it alone like nobody else, you are the kicker. And king makers always stay in business longer than the person that's just the star. You can transcend all the time. And this is a good thing that Cenat is doing. And a lot of folks in the Black community, we can learn this from him, because if we're the person bringing the value and we're the person that's the architecture of the value, then people will keep bringing people to you because they'll have to bring you something to be associated with you. It's very difficult for people to come to you with nothing but wanting to be in your good graces. Now, you will have people who will try to come to you with nothing and then pretend like they're giving you value. But with somebody like Cenat, you know, they can't even get through. If you want to get in Cenat's good graces, you have to bring him so much to even make him even consider who you are. And that is the complete amount of leverage that a lot of us can really learn how to do that, because he can make or literally break you. Now, I want to talk about this particular point.
Y'all are grown. You have the platform. You have the same tools that he had to build his platform. Just do it.
This lady doesn't like the fact that these people have been crashing out to be in Cenat's Streamers University. Okay. What she said is, you can pick up a cell phone and you can start streaming yourself. Actually, no, you can't, honey. Streaming is very difficult to do, okay? Times are different. And if anybody could do it, then they would have been doing it now. Most streamers don't even start off streaming. Most streamers start off by trying.
It's a real good headset he got right there. You see that?
Trying to build up a short form audience on TikTok or on Instagram or on YouTube Shorts. Then once they build up a platform like DDG did on YouTube, then you go into streaming after that. And that's what's going on there, okay? But going to Streamers University or getting into Streamers University, if you're accepted, your career is going to go almost to another level overnight. And the amount of money that you can get by doing that is life-changing. There's a reason why people largely want to go. The thing that I like about this is Cenat is bypassing corporate marketing.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest, I love that, man. He not using YouTube, Twitch, whatever. He is really based off of Cenat and the value he brings. I really like that part, man.
And we've seen people do that in smaller pockets. If you think about somebody like Tariq Nasheed here, somebody like Boyce Watkins, Corey Holcomb, I hate to mention it, but Jay Morrison, even though what he did was bad, but you can skip corporate America and you can put leverage on corporate America to join you. And so that's what he's doing. He's skipping Hollywood. He's going right directly to the consumer because the internet allows you to do all of that. So he doesn't need to go through corporate gatekeepers or anybody to decide his fate. He is his own gatekeeper. He created the gate, therefore he opens it or he closes it. And this is something that Black people can do. Black people have always done this. And it's a masterclass. Again, this is a complete leverage play. And I want to give a shout out to, like I said, Drewski, brothers like Cenat, even people who do it on a smaller level. Guys, it's just so much opportunity out here. Yeah. And you don't have to always sell out what you got just because you want money. Cenat understands there is always more money out there. And I can tell you this, dealing with brands, I've dealt with brands before in the local market, and brands literally want to control you and think that they are better than you. And if you can fund your own stuff, you don't need brands. You can force brands into doing what you want. And if you study how this guy sees business and understand ownership, if we understood it from this perspective, our $2 trillion economy might be 6. So guys, what do you think? Subscribe, hit the bell. It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson. I'm out.
Yo, great video by O'Shea, man. Shout out to Kai. He really taking the power, going directly to the consumer. And come on, you don't think Netflix, YouTube, all these other platforms gonna be knocking on his door to have exclusive rights to it? What y'all think of the video? Leave a comment down below. It's your boy, Guy with a Mic, out.